G'day, ZiggyD here, back with another Path of Exile guide. In this particular video, I want to go over something that I've had requested a number of times, and that's how to create an effective shop or store in the Path of Exile forum so that you can sell your gear and get some offers in game and make up some currency to save up for things like the Meroe Urki that I'm saving up for here. Now, shops in Path of Exile aren't an in-game sort of integrated thing. There is going to be an integrated browser-based in-game trading system coming in the future. Grinding Gear Games have hinted at this for a long time now. But for now, we just have this shop system, which essentially you make a thread, you link your items in that thread. As you can see here, I can link items directly from my either my inventory or my stash, and people can browse these items and make offers in the forum thread, or they can send you offers in game. Now, these shops are a really good way to make currency if you have the time to be able to sit in game or have the game running in the backgrounds for decent periods of time. They're also a great way to auction off more expensive items, but overall, if you don't have a lot of time to sit in game, like if you can only play half an hour or an hour here and there, then maybe this sort of shop system probably won't be too useful for you. But for those people that do have the time and need to make some currency and want to know how to make an effective shop, then this video will be for you guys. Now, it's not enough to just make a shop these days. About 90% of my offers come through these days, and I hear these reports from other people as well, come from search engine sites like PoExplorer or PoExplorer. These sites basically index all of the different shops depending on the league that they're in, and allow people to search the items linked in those. And they even now allow you to view the buyout price that's listed in the thread if you create your thread in a very specific way. So I'll go over that a little bit down the road. But basically, as I said, 90% of my offers come through these sites because they're a fantastic way to search. As you can see, if I just search Energy League here for Thicket Bows with a max, buyout of, let's say, 1 Exalt, and then I search that, anything less, 1 Exalt or less will appear, and I can browse Thicket Bows at my leisure. I can click on the Thicket Bow here, go to that person's shop thread, and then, see that they've got this Thicket Bow listed, find their in-game name, send them a message in-game, buy the bow off them, they make some money. It's all good. That's basically how it works. So let's jump straight into it. Now, the first thing that's probably grabbed your attention is just a little image banner here. This is just a flare thing. Definitely don't have to do this, but you can do this, and I will explain how to do that. Let's go ahead and open an extra edit page so we can see the code for that. But basically, this just to help draw people's attention and convey what your store's about, give it a bit of theming. Mine's just saving up for Meroe Urki, since that's what I'm doing in Anchor League. I just need to make some currency, so it's kind of like a fire sale theme. But if you're trying to sell leveling gear, you can theme it with a bit of leveling gear imagery, or if you're trying to sell high-end map gear or map drops or something like that, you can theme it in that way to convey that message across. So basically, to do this, all you need to do is create an image. I use Photoshop, you can use whatever, or you can use Paint if you're really desperate, and upload it to Imager. Then once you get it to Imager, you can basically just right-click here and then copy link address. Now this might be different depending on your computer, but you can also click on here and grab this link here. You want the one with the .png at the end of it. And then what you want to do is basically click Image here, so it'll bring up these two image tags, and then you want to just paste your image URL in there. Make sure it has the .png or .jpeg at the end of it. And then when you preview the forum thread, it'll have that image there. In terms of size, to make a banner, 675 pixels across. Now, if you're trying to create one that fills this space, you want it to be 675 pixels across. So that's just that. Super, not that very important, but it's a nice thing to do. And some of the best stores have this sort of branding, and I think it's a nice thing to do. Okay, so in terms of important information you want to have in here, pretty much all you need is your in-game name and describe to people maybe a little bit about your store and how you want them to contact you. So for example, I say, please contact me in-game. I don't really want to have to contact people that have left messages in my forum thread, or I don't want people to send me messages. But if you do want people to contact you in the forum thread, to leave bids in the forum thread, for example, or to contact you via message, then you can say that specifically there. But mostly just leave your in-game name so people can contact you in-game with their offers, and say when you'll be online, or as I have done, put an online or offline thread up in here. I'm actually offline at the moment, so I should probably change that. But anyway, then let's go back to the code. To link your items, what we want to do is, I highly recommend putting items in spoiler posts, but if you don't want to do that, say you want to have an item that is your main selling piece, then what you can do is click on your character up here, And then what you want to do is either you can sell it from your inventory, but we'll go to our stash, and I have these dedicated shop stash tabs. Now I highly recommend doing this because if you link something on the forums and then move it around in game, it will probably break the link in the forums. It'll move it from being verified to unverified. And the general rule across all shop threads is that if something isn't verified, it's probably already been sold, so people won't contact you with offers. So you want to make sure your gears are always verified if you have it. So set aside these separate tabs to fill with the gear you're trying to sell. And then what you want to do is you just basically go into here and you click on the item and close this, and it'll put this link in here, so which just went here. Now if I preview this, it'll come up with, as you'll see, there's now that mace up there. Now I obviously don't want that mace there, but you know, that's just showing you guys how to do it. Now we'll just go over spoiler tags first, because that's a nice way, as you see, to arrange your posts. And it's also pretty important for listing it in terms of prices on PoExplorer as well. Now spoiler tags, you know, just allow you to hide away the gear, arrange things into, you know, certain things. So you can arrange things, one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, armor, boots, whatever, just so people can browse things a bit easier. But it also allows you to list buyout prices for PoExplorer, as I said. So the code for this is basically, you just want to, let's say we're going to put one just here. Now let's say actually that we want to put that item we just linked in a spoiler tag. So we can basically highlight that, press spoiler, it'll put the spoiler tags on either side of it. Now what we want to do is give that a little title, like here, uniques, priced individually, or let's say we want this to be a one-handed weapon with a buyout of 1 chaos. Let's say that. Now we want to put an equals sign in there, and we want to put two quotation marks, and then we want to do one hand mace, so put a description. And then if we come across to PoExplorer, it has a description here, and I'll link this in my video description of how to give yourself different buyout prices. As you can see here, spoiler equals tilde key there, buyout space 2 space chaos. And that'll give it a buyout price of 2 chaos, so it'll appear here like this one has appeared for 1 chaos. Now, this is probably the best way to arrange your items. So let's say we want everything in these spoiler. I can go down to an example here. For example, various armor, everything linked in those various armor spoiler tags, so that's here, will have a buyout price of 1 chaos, and it'll appear in the search engines for that buyout price of 1 chaos. So go back to that code. I'm just getting a little bit lost. There we go. Buyout space tilde key buyout space 1 space chaos, and everything you need to know about that is on this. So for example, supported currencies are ALC. You want to write it as ALC, Chaos, GCP, Exile for Exile. And those are the supported currencies. Currently, PoExplorer doesn't support any other currencies than that. And that's the general format you want to use. So basically, give yourself a buyout. Now, buyouts serve dual purposes. Now, as you already know, as is pretty clear now, it helps people search by buyout in these search engines. But it also just helps you get sales, because there's kind of this thing that's developed in Path of Exile where people are afraid to offer for items. You know, people ask for offers because they don't really know what they want for items. Then people are afraid to offer because a lot of people tend to just block people or ignore or laugh at them if they offer something else. No one really wants to feel like a noob. So even if you feel like a noob and you're mispricing your items, like let's say I've priced these one-handed weapons here for 2 chaos, maybe they're not really worth that, but I can price it for 2 chaos. People, it's an invitation for them to give me an offer less than 2 chaos, or to just accept the 2 chaos. Now, in my experience, and I've talked to a bunch of other shop owners that are much more successful than me, pretty much all of them say that having buyout prices has helped them get a lot of extra offers and just make a lot more sales, because people are much less afraid to make those offers. There's already a price there. People can see that price. They can say, okay, there's a tri damage bow here for 1 GCP. They can say, yeah, that's probably worth 1 GCP to me. However, if you didn't have that buyout there, they'd look at this bow and be like, oh man, I have no idea what that's worth. That could be worth couple exalted or something, and then they're like, oh, I don't want to offer less than that in case the person gets mad, or you know, I get embarrassed, or whatever stops people from offering for your items. Having a buyout will get past that. So dual purpose, I highly recommend having buyouts in your threads. Now there is one other thing that I want to say, and a lot of people tend to do this. They have a little brag section or an upgrade my gear section. Now if you put your gear in this thread here and say, this is my gear, it's super OP, and you link your Combs Heart and say, but if you have an upgrade, offer me an upgrade. There's no upgrade for a Combs Heart, just putting that out there. But anyway, what that will do is that'll make those items appear in PoExplorer. People looking for that item that you've linked, say you link a really good mace that's yours and you don't want to sell it, People will find that in PoExplorer, they'll get to your thread, they can't buy that item, it wastes everyone's time, and it's a pain in the ass. So don't do that. If you want to do an upgrade my gear slash type of post, put it not in the shop forums, or put it in a separate post, so a reply post. If I posted my gear in here, it won't be indexed by PoExplorer, and good stuff. Everyone's happy. You can still have your brag post if you want. So I think that just about covers everything. As I said, if you want to have a store that makes you some currency and gets you some offers, then you're probably going to need to be able to sit in game for quite a while. And as I said, you can have the game running in the background. If you're in a position where you can do that, then having a store is an excellent way to make a bit of extra currency and to sell some of that gear, because trade chat can be pretty rubbish for trying to sell gear. Anyway, hopefully this hopefully this video helps you guys out. If you have any further questions on creating an effective shop, let me know in the comments below. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.